Hello and welcome to Thermomix Adventures. Lisa here. Hey look, today I'm going to show you this awesome tray bake. It is perfect if you need to bring a plate to someone's house this festive season or any time of the year. It's from my downloadables. Check them out on my website. It's in the blog. You can download this. And yeah, it's the white chocolate and blueberries. However, today I'm actually going to use some blackberries, mixed berries kind of combo. It's from the Woolworths Dark Berry Blend, I think it's called. It's like their smoothie thing. It was on sale the other day and I was like, that'll do me. That'll be perfect. We tend to buy these on sale so we can make Fruity Dream. Just like I'll throw a whole bag in and blitz it up with an egg white, and the kids have that as an ice cream treat. So pretty easy way of doing afternoon tea in like less than a minute. But anyway, let's get on with this today. It's got some white chocolate I had to buy, but otherwise I reckon the rest of this is actually stuff you've already got in your pantry. You're going to start cooking, and it says preheat the oven. So I've still got something in the oven from today. I've been slow cooking a piece of meat all day, so it'll still be in there. I'll take it out and put this in. Grease and line a square cake tin. I'm going to make mine today in the big circular Fira cookware, okay? Just because that's what I've got that's easily accessible. And I'm going to actually slice mine up like a pizza to have wedges, little festive wedges. It's up to you what you do it in. It really doesn't matter, okay? So let's go next. White chocolate, 200 grams. Now I don't have enough because there's a few bits missing. We won't talk about why. But it doesn't really matter. I did this the other day as well with dark chocolate. Okay, it worked beautifully. Dark chocolate and strawberries worked perfectly fine. You can see how warm it is today. This is just pulling apart. It's not even breaking. It's just like, it's not snapping. It's just chunking. This is actually going to grate super quick, possibly too quick. So I'll have to do this next step. You can see there's only 130 left. It'll be fine. Okay. So insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid. 4 seconds, speed 6. It's going to go clumpy because it's not hard. So a tip, if you want a really nice grate on your chocolate, no matter what sort of chocolate, if you put it in the fridge beforehand or even freeze it, it will grate to a powder rather than it being like this where it's kind of chunky together, but it doesn't matter. The Thermomix makes light work of that, so it's not an issue whatsoever. All right, next up, we're going to be putting into the bowl something we're going to turn into zest. So, into the bowl in a second. I'm just looking for my spatula. Do you need something? Okay, off you go then. Little helper at my door, wondering what they're getting for afternoon tea today. I can guarantee that's what's on the mind. All right, we had a big storm roll past earlier. I wondered if we were going to lose power, but nope, we did not. Do say hi if you're watching on today. I'd love to know that you're making use of these videos, helping you get more out of your Thermomix. Okay, now zesting. Beauty of Thermomixing is that you can take a peel of your orange or your lemon or your lime, not too much of the back, and you can put that in with something else, so that's half an orange peeled. Granulated sugar. So you could use flour, you could use like so many different, it has to have a carrier of some sort to do a really nice zest on it. And in this recipe it's using the sugar component, but like you could be using the flour component. Now I'm going to pull the sugar down on this. We're not used to using things like white chocolate in this house, so we're going to do half. We do put more in later. I'm aware that there's another 100 grams I think going in later. So again, I'm going to halve that as well. Going to go next, put on the lid and the measuring cup. I love this. This makes the room smell beautiful. I wish I had, what's it called? Smell-o-vision? This just smells absolutely amazing. Now I'm wondering what this knife got used for earlier because it's leaving a mark on my butter. I'll just clean that off. There we go. I don't know what I used it on earlier, and I can't remember if it was something I should be now cutting butter with. So we're going to be putting into the machine now some, I think it's butter. Oh, by the way, zesting. How cool is that? So easy with the Thermomix. I love that. That doesn't get old. That and chopping are things that I can just look at all the time and be so wowed by, even 10 years on. The smell of this is phenomenal. Talking about smells and things like that, if you haven't yet thought about what to give some difficult people this Christmas, you know those ones that have everything already? Some of the like rosemary salts, the scrubs, Even like spice mixes for those people. So easy in the Thermomix, cost effective and so practical for those people. So have a think about that. Okay, butter. So I'm just trying to find something I can slice this butter with besides a knife that doesn't look overly healthy. Can you pass me a knife in, please? Thank you. Just waiting for the little helper at the door. We'll grab a new knife. That one didn't go great through the dishwasher. So it says unsalted butter. If you've only got salted, that's okay. Just skip out the salt when it says a pinch of salt later. Really easily done. That's it. Pull the door, please. Keep the flies out. All right, 220 grams of butter. In this goes, it does say soft. I never have soft butter unless I've taken too long to set up for a video. Like, it's always straight out of the fridge and it just works. Like, that's the beauty of Thermomixing, right? You can just pull it together at the last minute. All right. Has anybody watching on actually made this recipe before? I'd love to know if you have. Put it in the chat if this is something you have made before and can take claim to. As I said, I hadn't until the other day, and then I did a practice run with the chocolates and strawberries, and it was very, very Moorish. People would be very impressed, and yet so easy. That's actually what, you guys know I pick recipes based on, have I got these ingredients already? Is it something I can pull together, or do I have to go, make a big effort in either the recipe itself? If that's the case, I don't really want to do it. Like, it takes too much time. So I do love these recipes that are so simple. Here's that other 100 grams I spoke about, which I'll do half. I'm just going to do 50 in. Okay, 58 plus a little bit on the floor. This is why I need a Thermomix to cook, because I make a mess. 3 medium eggs. In they go. Next up, vanilla. Now at the moment, I've actually got my own vanilla brewing. Been brewing it for a good 6 months. It's actually due for a couple new beans, and I just put a few extra beans in occasionally and add a little bit more flavorless alcohol. So I don't know whether this was, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was vodka, cheap vodka. So the glass is just because I liked the glass and I kept it from something else, not because that's the contents of it. Okay, so does anyone else make their own vanilla? It's really easy. You can do the paste, which we go through a lot of, but I'm actually overdue to make some. I think I've been without for a good couple of months now, but I've been using that. Or do you make this style of stuff? All right, on with the lid. Let's mix this through. Now, this is the old-fashioned creaming of your butter and sugar. Do you remember those days with the pot and the wooden spoon? Thermomix does it for you. So 40 seconds, speed 4. Off it goes. I'll take this off so you can have a look. You can see that coming together. Nearly ready. Time and time again, but those 40 seconds, like if you're in your kitchen, you are putting away your things, you are wiping down your space, you are, lining your tray. It just makes things so time effective. Let's have a look at that. Look at that. See? Creamed butter, sugar, done. Like the Thermomix makes it so easy. Okay, 220 grams of plain flour. I'm using a gluten-free plain flour. The packet had a bit of a mishap today, apparently, making kids made pikelets this morning, and you could see the thing went everywhere. The tear line, excuse the mess. Normally I just shake it out of the container, but this one's a little bit worse for wear. Alright. I did say just leave it, I'll deal with it later. Okay, twice that amount. So obviously I'm making it gluten-free. You don't have to make it gluten-free. It's not a gluten-free recipe. It's just an easy substitution for those of you who need to be gluten-free or prefer to be gluten-free. Okay, so it's really easy to just swap it over. There we go, that's close. Whew. All right, next up. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now this is the rising agent. If you got stuck and you didn't have plain flour, but you had, that wasn't big enough, there we go, but you had self-raising flour, if you messaged me and said, Lisa, I don't have plain flour, I don't want to go to the shops, but I have self-raising, can I use that? Because it's got baking powder in it, I would say yes. Use self-raising and it will work. Hello, Linda. Lovely to see you on this afternoon. So yeah, that's just a little tip. It's not going to necessarily be exactly, the same fluffiness as if you did it exactly as per recipe, but it would certainly, nobody else would notice. Okay, certainly work out fine. Pinch of salt. On with the lid. This is going to finish up in a second. So on with the lid, measuring cup. Next, 15 seconds, speed 5. That's going to bring it all together before we add our white chocolate and then our berries. Let me make some space. Okay, just getting things organized. All right, next up, straight down the sides with the spatula. That's just catching that last bit of flour, maybe a bit of egg that's gone up the sides. I do take the time to do that. There's often times I will skip that. But look at that cake mix. Is that not beautiful? Like, if you're buying, those packet mixes for cakes, get a Thermomix and just make it from scratch so that it's so much easier and cheaper. Okay, chocolate, reserve chocolate, in this goes. Not to mention you then know what's in your food, so... All right, on with the lid. By the way, for those of you watching on now, we are making a beautiful blueberry and white chocolate tray bake. I'm making it in a circle, make it in whatever you'd like. I am not using blueberries, I'm using like a dark berry blend mix because that's what I had frozen. Hey Gail, lovely to have you on today. And we're just about to finish it off. I've also done it gluten-free so that it's just a bit friendlier on our tummies here. Let's see if that's mixing through. I'm going to put the spatula in to give it a bit of a hand. That's better. You can see it's sitting at the top there. Okay. Now, the reason I'm doing it in a circle is purely for the sake of being able to do little triangle wedges like you do in a pizza. So I'll make this last a couple of serves for my serves. No. Meals the wrong word. There'll be afternoon tea today when it comes out the oven, and it'll be morning tea tomorrow. So I'll slice it down the middle and have half and half for the kids. That's how we'll go around here at the moment. But it would be awesome. You could actually do it as little reindeer faces. I don't know if you guys have seen. So if you are doing festive stuff, when you do it in a circle, you then cut the wedges like you do in a pizza, and then you can put two little eyes with like M&Ms. And you can make like a little reindeer nose on it, or even some little antlers. So cut them all out, put them on a plate, make little reindeer antlers, little eyes, and then you got a very festive looking tray bake. How cool is that? So really easy to kind of make it festive if you want it. Today we're just going practical. Okay. By the way, the reason I put the spatula in then was really to push down that white chocolate because it didn't come out grainy because of the warmth at the moment. It's 30 something degrees, and so that's very soft, and I didn't pre-chill it. That's why you saw me put the spatula in. I didn't want that white chocolate dancing on the top and not getting mixed in. Now let me show you how we get the last little mix out of the bowl. So there's a little bit of mix left in there. You can put it back on, put the lid on, measuring cup if you can find it. I'm always losing my measuring cups. Just spin it back up to the last step. Stay speed. I'd go further than that. I'd go like 7 or 8, sometimes 10. Make sure the measuring cup's on. Hey Kelly, lovely to have you on this afternoon. Alright, so that just spun that excess out. So it's really easy now. Use my Thermomix spatula and I follow a high blade around so that it has that space to accumulate underneath it. If you follow the low one, you'll lose it under that low blade. So follow the high one around with the spatula. I do it twice. I do an inside and then an outside, and then I'll do the sides. And we're ready to spread this. So then what's going to happen next is once this is spread out, we'll be putting our berries on top. Now, you could be creative with this. You could be putting chopped chips on top. You could be putting whatever you preference with. You can even put nuts on top. I reckon like some pecans. That goes always yummy with white chocolate. But anything of your preference on top, okay? Oh, there is a chunk of white chocolate in the middle there. Look at that. I might actually put that white chocolate dead set in the middle so that everybody gets a little wedge of that white chocolate. Just a little tip then, if you're doing this, scrape down the sides and do a remix at the end, because if you've had the goop of white chocolate like I did, where it actually wasn't sprinkling, it was a clump, then obviously it's going to have trouble mixing in. Now, being a tray bake, this is only about 1 centimetre high. It rises to about 1.5 in the oven. Normally doubles, no, not quite doubles, it halves in size. Okay, so bear in mind it's not a big deep thing. That's why you'll notice in a moment it only cooks for, there's your blueberries on top. It bakes for 40 minutes, so it's actually not a very long bake either. Actually, I think mine the other day was 30 minutes. Maybe that is because I've got it so spread out in this tray. So, I'm just trying to make that white chocolate be fair. Otherwise, there'll be arguments over that bit. All right, so now that that's done there, you can see that there, okay? And now I just simply put my berries on top. I didn't weigh these out, okay? So I'm not quite sure how much they are. I just poured some out to defrost. I'm going to guess it's pretty close. I'm going to do a bit of a pattern with them just to be a little fancy. I'll probably regret that later. The kids will argue over which portion has the most amount of berries on. Here we go, round we go. We've actually got berries on our raspberry plants at the front at the moment, which is super exciting. So there's some cherries going into it as well. And then there's some little tiny berries. I don't know what these are. They don't look like blueberries to me. Put them on as well. Okay, so what you'll expect coming out of the oven, and you'll see it in the photo when I put it up later on, is you'll see that it gets all puffy around these. So they are worth, especially these little ones I'm dropping on now, come back and push them down. Otherwise they'll just fall off as they dry out in the oven. So do remember to come and give everything a little push down. You'll notice that the original recipe calls for fresh. It didn't add the other day when I did a practice run. It worked perfectly fine. So don't stress about the fact that you don't have the fresh. Okay? I wasn't going to specifically go out and buy them, but I usually have some sort of mixed berries or something in the freezer that I could use, and I did today. So that's it. That's how it goes. Yum. Now I'm going to have to stay in your fingers for the afternoon. That is your blueberry and white chocolate tray bake. If I can answer any questions, let me know. Learn from my mistake today though. If your white chocolate goes clumpy like mine did, okay, give it another mix through, or even better still, put it in the fridge or the freezer. Probably the fridge is enough. Freezer if you're going to be tempted to eat it like somebody is around here. Then it's harder to eat because it's frozen. But you can grate it from frozen. You can grate it from fridge. And it's actually going to be better than mine today, which was soft and half eaten. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll be back with another video soon. We are continuing on our Bring a Plate series. We've got probably 2 or 3 videos left to go on that. I'm excited to share these recipes, and I hope you feel inspired to give them a go in your Thermomix. As I said though, as you've got questions, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But otherwise, take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.